So on the monthly coin club, this one in particular is different from almost all other ready to launch business packages that we have. This one is a one-shot wonder. Once this one is sold, it's gone. This is not something we're going to replicate all over the place. So the idea behind this one is you get subscribers to subscribe to your service, and they get a random coin in the mail every month, which I don't know. I don't think you collect coins, Justin. I do. This is cool because, it comes with 5 pounds of world coins from all around the world, from different points in history. Wow. I've seen the collection that this comes with. Actually, there's coins from like the 1700s in this 5 pounds. And so it's really, really cool because, for fans of numismatics, I don't know of a service that's like this where I can just, $5, I'll get a random coin in the mail, once a month, and you can really build your base of people. There are whole conventions around coins, around numismatics. And I mean, there's one in Los Angeles where it goes, I think it's like a week. It's huge. There's one in Florida that's, I believe, even bigger. I think it's the biggest one in the country. I mean, it's like Disneyland. It takes days to go through and see all the vendors in this place. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people that come to these conventions. So when you look at, opportunity, and I think one of the things that I've learned in business is the more specialized you're offering, typically, the easier it is to get launched and get going in a quick matter. Because Walmart, gosh, if Walmart was a brand new business, how would you describe, what do they have at Walmart? Everything. What do you mean everything? They have everything. That's something that is hard to wrap your head around. But with this, what do these guys do? They do coins. I mean, how specialized is that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think, there's two things I think that really sets this one apart. One is, you're not really limited to geography. You can really have customers anywhere, subscribers anywhere. So that kind of makes sky the limit as far as how far you could take this thing. But the other thing is, it seems like a great opportunity for someone to subscribe to this, and maybe they're interested in starting a coin collection, but maybe this is also an opportunity to teach their friends, family, children about different places, different times in history. It creates a conversation, I think, on the consumer side that a lot of people would really enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's cool. It's something different. It's something that almost everybody can afford. I mean, almost all of us in this entire country can spare $5 for a hobby. And you're building a collection that is going to be worth money someday. And I mean, this is randomized coins. So I mean, some of these coins, you look through the Our Coins collection, a lot of these pictures of these coins are straight out of the collection of what the 5 pounds includes. Some of these are defunct governments. They're governments that are no longer in existence. Some of these coins from 1900, from the 1800s. I mean, you're kind of roulette a little bit on what you're going to get. But I mean, you look at the price, you go anywhere and look at individual coins for sale. You'll be hard pressed to find a coin under $5 that is part of a collection or part of a government that no longer exists.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think another great advantage to this program from the business owner side, the entrepreneur side, is that this is something that you could easily fit into your schedule however you want it. You don't have to be anywhere at 9 a.m. or be out by 5. There are no dictating time frames, just making sure that basically your orders are
once
fulfilled.
a month. Yep.
Yeah, but something that could be very easily worked into nearly anyone's schedule.
Yeah, well, and you think about it, you work your way up to getting 1,000 subscribers. I don't think that that's anywhere near impossible. With the numismatics, you have people that are crazy about this stuff. So it's easier to advertise in that area because it's not a really crowded space. And, so you build your way up to 1,000 subscribers. Now you're making $5,000 a month off of mailing coins to people once a month. And like I said, the Ready to Launch Startup Series will show you how to do it, show you how to advertise it, show you how to grow your client base, and how to expand the company if you want. But really, with this one in particular, sky's the limit.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think, like you said, there's a huge advantage in that there's trade shows and things like that based around this, because you could potentially get your 1,000 customers, your 1,000
Oh yeah, from a
subscribers
booth.
going, yeah, just one or two events, and there you are.
Now, you've worked under our business methodology. Tell me how our way of doing things has impacted your life.
Well, it's improved my life in many different ways. I've learned to, operate in business more efficiently, more strategically, with a greater focus on win-win outcomes, where the business is profiting, but the, clients and customers are happy. So it's been a very enriching process, and I've learned a lot from you guys. You guys have that entrepreneurial spirit that just makes for good business, and so it's been just an absolute pleasure working with you guys.
And now, what about financially? How would you say your situation is different?
Well, it's been enormously personally rewarding, financially rewarding. We've been able to do things we never imagined being able to do just a few years before. Your unique approach to business has enabled us to, be more profitable than our competitors. We've had a better work-life balance, I think, than most people who, even get close to approaching our income threshold. So I think really, as rewarding as something could be, it has been for us.
Now, do you feel like our way of doing things has profitability advantages over traditional ways of doing business?
Oh, most certainly. Yeah. I think you can, tell just by our history of growth. I think, are willing to adapt our business strategies, fill any niche role that's out there, and just, capitalize on things that other businesses aren't even aware of. So, yeah, I think we, have had a much greater level of success than our competitors, with more profitability and oftentimes less busy work.
Yeah, certainly. And I think too, with the startup series goes over all sorts of that kind of stuff. And just the ways that we've been luckily forced to adapt, and learn how to do things with less staff and, more technology based or more efficiency based, just really picking things apart down to the typing of emails or not. Stuff like that makes a huge difference, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Breaking things down to their kind of constituent components, seeing what you absolutely have to have, what's not necessary, and then putting your energy behind what drives, maximum productivity and profitability. And I think that's been where we've had a lot of our success.
Now, Justin, what would you say to someone who is thinking about buying one of these business packages, but is maybe nervous about starting a business from scratch instead of going with a more expensive traditional franchise, or maybe nervous about something else with starting a business?
Well, I would say that, now is a very good time, I think, for someone to look at starting their own business. And I think, when you're weighing these options, say in comparison to a more expensive franchise, I think the flexibility that's afforded, because you still own and have control of your own business, I think that's huge. I think that's why a lot of people start a business. They don't want to have to report to someone and curtail their goal and operations based on the direction of somebody else. So I think you get all of those benefits. But I think the other thing that's, a major advantage is that it is lower cost. You're not paying a percentage of your income for an indefinite period. You just have the ability to take a proven model, to adapt it to your specific situation, to be given all the tools to implement your strategy and your goals, and to achieve it. And I think that's huge.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. As an entrepreneur myself, obviously, that started several businesses, when I look back over what worked really well and what did not work really well, it's the unknowns that are waiting out there to just, grab you by the foot and trip you up. And that's really what I think makes businesses fail. I think there's probably two major things that make businesses fail. Number one is not knowing a system and process that's proven for success, which it takes a while to get there. And then number two is just these pitfalls that every single entrepreneur will face at some point in time or another. And having the startup series as a guide to continually reference back to me, makes all the difference in the world compared to somebody that does not have that resource. And business consultants are really, really, really expensive. It's a good way to, especially when you're in the startup phases, that's a good way to really drain profitability, is having to call somebody and pay them by the hour every time you have a question, rather than just referencing a resource that you've got on your computer.
Definitely. Yeah. You're getting basically a veteran business model that works.
Yeah.
And you're able to use that from the get-go. So, it's like, taking the Microsoft model when you're starting a software company. It's as good a start as you could have.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you joining me here, and going over these business packages. And, for you guys there thinking about this, you can submit on our website or you can give us a call at 844-500-6620 and speak with a business launching consultant. Again, that's 844-500-6620. Thanks so much.